Commerce is monopoly. Let's play to win. We'll be going through several different documents. I suggest you head over to highfrequencyradionetwork.com right now, because I'm sure even if you have them printed out like I do, or if you have the PDFs laying around, you probably don't have them all of the ones that I'm about to go through. I'm not going to go through them like class, but these are the things I'm going to be going through some different elements and aspects throughout these documents. So if you got a pen, you write this down for later, or, if you're in the archives, just rewind it. You're good. So we'll go through that course redemption, course 4 redemption. It's in the PDF section. The International Bankers Credit and the Uniform Commercial Code, the UCC connection, Constitution for the United States breakdown, public and private. I'm going to go one more time because I know somebody's like, yo, I didn't get it all. All right, course 4 redemption. International Bankers Credit and the Uniform Commercial Code, the UCC connection, the PDFs, breakdown of the Constitution of the United States, Constitution for the United States of America, breakdown on public and private. Now, I'm pretty much going to go through this breakdown every show until people just start emailing and pressing 1, like, please stop going through this, we get it. And I'll probably do it one more time. It's just, that's my energy. Cool, y'all got that? If not, sorry. So, commerce, what is it? What am I talking about? When I say commerce is monopoly, what am I talking about? So, what are you talking about? Try to break it down, So, people are most able to pick up what I'm putting down. Okay, so here it is. Commerce is the exchange of goods and services for currency or things of value or perceived value. Okay, but it's basically it's when you buy and sell. You need to buy toilet paper. You need to buy water. You need to buy, clothes. Everything pretty much is commerce. You want to break it down? You get a receipt, some sort of title, some sort of certificate or something. It's commerce. You're using Federal Reserve notes, the commercial system of accounting for the federal, government. I'm not going to really get into that, but that's, the money part or the commercial instrument currency part. But the commercial aspect of it is the purchasing and selling of goods and services. Everything can be classified as a good or service. There's nothing that you can turn around and look around in your room or wherever you're at, on the train or wherever you are. Everything that you can see can be bought and sold. Period. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. If you got enough money, you can buy that tree, that island, helicopter, dirt, water. You can. Employees. I mean, what is that? I'm buying at least 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for a certain particular time of your life. Until I say get out of here, or until you, for some reason wisen up or get a better job, whatever. Everything is for sale. Your labor is for sale. Everything is for sale. This is commerce. Okay? This is the game of commerce. And, when I say, this is the game with no tryouts, I'm not playing. There's no trials for this game. It's not like good job, bad job, nothing like that. When you're playing commerce, all you need is a number and a name. So, whether you're going to use a social, all caps name, a corporation, a trust, foundation, LLC, non-profit corporation, whatever, this is how you play the game of commerce. And this is how other individuals, real humans, whatever, interface with you in the game of commerce, whether they know it or not, whether you know it or not. So what is commerce? What is monopoly? Buying and selling of goods. Monopoly is based off of real estate. We all know that, right? But it goes beyond real estate. It's just an aspect. Monopoly is just one sector or one aspect of commerce. The thing of commerce is because it's the buying and selling or exchanges of goods and services, the actual methodology of commerce can apply to anything overall, loosely. So if you can figure out how to sell an apple, essentially you can figure out how to sell a vehicle, dirt, water, whatever. It's pretty much the same principles. So, commerce is monopoly, basically. Commercial, jurisdictional, transaction of goods and services. So pretty much everything you buy has a serial number, UPC number, something like that. Everything in the commercial world is going to have some sort of number. Or you pop a tag off your new jeans or your T-shirt, there's a number that you just pop the number off of it. It doesn't say it was never there. It was there. It's all commerce. So when we deal in commerce, this is a realm. Commerce is a jurisdiction. It's an inferior jurisdiction to the jurisdiction that you occupy while you breathe in and breathe out and, go about your natural life. Commerce is an inferior jurisdiction. Not going to get into the implications of, that statement because I want to stay square. But in the scope of articulating these jurisdictions, I'm going to go back to, what I normally do. Explain jurisdictions from a public versus private perspective. And, it starts with natural law. Break down natural law is the law of nature, obviously. People think of nature and they think of trees and rocks and grass and stuff like that. And, yeah, that's nature. And obviously, what we conceptually think of as nature, but nature is also the natural order of the celestial bodies, of the planets, of the stars, of certain star systems or solar systems. You have solar systems, star systems, and different other systems that is also under, what we understand to be natural law. This is the law that obviously the Creator put into motion. We have really no, I would say, force against natural law. We are slaves to natural law, whether you believe or understand it or not. So these, the 7 principles are God's law. Find it in the Kabbalion, find it in the Bible, find it in the Talmud, so on and so forth. It's prevalent among all, institutionalized religious constructs, faiths, religions. And then from there you have positive law. Positive law branches. Positive law is man's law. Okay? And a lot of people who say man's law is commercial law, that's a more of a generalizing term. It doesn't really explain, doesn't really make the connections. It's foundation here to make the connections. So positive law splits from positive law to substantive law, and procedural law, and procedural law to remedial law. But we stick on substantive law. This is the part of law that creates, defines, and regulates rights, including, for example, the law of contracts, torts, wills, and real property, the essential substance of rights under law. You got me? This is substantive law, the law of substance, of manifest things, substance. Then from there, it goes down when we break off into two, into public and private law. Now, private law is contract law, tort law, status law, and property law. Private law. The public law is constitutional law, criminal law, administrative law, as well as international law. These all are bodies of law or regions of law or jurisdictions of law. Cool? So when we're dealing with commerce, from the breakdown, natural law to positive law breaks, but we from into substantive law, procedural law, but we stick on the substantive side because we're dealing with substance. We go down to the split between public law and private law. And we understand that public law is constitutional law, criminal law, administrative law, and international law. Okay, so under public law, we have commercial law as well. But it's a sub under those main, for most would say. I'm not going to get into that. I don't really care. But we have commercial laws, a lot of commerce. Commercial law is it's administrated in a particular way in particular courts and tribunals, which we don't really particularly understand. But basically, if you're dealing with a charge, you can understand that you're dealing with some sort of commercial venue, some sort of, commercial charge. Because if you understand economics, you understand the principles of energy, a charge must be, set off or discharged. Dissipated, can't be. Something needs to happen, especially when you're dealing with economics, or at least commercial economics. So getting into that, when we're dealing with commercial law, we're essentially dealing with Article 1 of the Constitution for the United States of America. Article 1 of the Constitution for the United States of America deals with the legislative branch. It's through legislation and specific statutes that have been legislated through which commerce in the realm of commerce is adjudicated or ruled. Does that legislation, like think of the referees, would be, in some way enforcing the rules that Congress laid down in this game. Got it? So they call a foul when you go against the rules. Now, the enforcers of those rules in the commercial game really, it depends on really is going to be usually the police and the commercial courts, the Article 1 courts, because they're going to, levy charges, the avatar, or, the token that you're using to play in commerce. Now, the rule book is the legislation, but the legislation rule book really has been baked into the statutes of all the 50 states, and it's called the Uniform Commercial Code. Now, this is the rule book. It's been basically deduced from the legislation. It goes along with and complements or, is inferior to the legislation at some points. But this is the rule book. So we're playing the game. We got referees. We got the commercial realm. It's everything that's bought and sold. So no matter where you are, if you're dealing in commerce, if you're dealing with currency, and you're not dealing with, exchanging of assets, you're in commerce. Cool? So we got referees, we got the playing field, the commercial realm, and then we have the rule book being the Uniform Commercial Code. Now you can do your due diligence in your state and find the Uniform Commercial Code in your state statutes. Now a lot of cats will say, they reserve your rights, UCC-1-308. I'm gonna tell you that's the federal UCC code. Most times, when you're in the state, you're trying to reserve your right in the state jurisdiction. You're gonna reserve your rights for the UCC code specific to that state, and most times it's not simply 1-308. They're usually gonna put some letters in front of that or something like that. Something to think about because you're in a state jurisdiction, unless the feds come in on an interstate commerce charge. So if you're in a state jurisdiction, why are you saying federal? It's the rule books. You know what I mean? We don't take a football rule book and plays and go play basketball. We get laughed at. Same thing with commerce. What's that? We don't get laughed at in our face They talk about us behind our back. What they do is tax us and charge us in our face. And this is how we play to win. Cool? Cool. So, moving forward, your player is your avatar. Like I said, it's you know, the agency or corporation, trust, foundation, whatever you're using to do business with. It can be multiple. You can have multiple players representing you out there, first and foremost. You can have a single player out there representing you, but you got to understand that these are the players representing you. You're not playing the game. It's like a video game. You're playing a video game, and you get to pick. Sometimes you get to change the character, change the hair color, all that stuff. So understand that this is commerce. You're not in commerce. You can't be in commerce. If you're breathing, if your heart's beating, you can't be in commerce. Period. So you got players, you got the rule book, it's the UCC, you got players. Those are all public or private entities, trust corporations, associations, quasi-corporations, public and private, doesn't matter. And then here we go. We got the playbook. I got coaches, they cover their mouth when they saying the plays and stuff, when they're calling out the plays. There's a reason why they do that. Because if you don't have plays, or if your plays are easily seen, they can be defended against. You're playing a game, there's an adversary in every game you play. Whether it's an opponent, you're playing chess, or it's the big boss at the end of the board. So we want to play to win, right? So we got to have a playbook. So what's the playbook? What are the rules? We know the rules, the UCC. What's the playbook? I don't know. Maybe you should study UCC first. No, I'm just playing. Playbook is to think like a coach. You're going to choose players based on their abilities, the things that they bring to the team. What's the team's overall goal? To bring wealth to the private family estate, period. That's the team's overall goal. Whether you have 4 teams, whether you got a baseball team, a football team, a volleyball team, I don't really care. But let's just associate this with what we understand. So say your volleyball team is a nonprofit, baseball team is an LLC, the football team is a trust, whatever. But as an entrepreneur, we understand that there's multiple streams of income that's a pathway to wealth. And we understand that the goal is to increase the wealth of our family estate. So here we go. What's the playbook? The playbook is to use the players and to conduct or to move the players in such a fashion that benefits the overall goal more than it hinders it. Now, you got a season, right? You got a season to play. You need the championship. So we want to go for the championship. What's the plays? You got to get in the proper player. You got to get in the proper avatar, number one. No matter what you're playing. You jump out in the game with the wrong play. You're playing football. You're playing football. No offense. No offense. We got grown men out there and we throw a teenager out there. He might be the best football player in his high school. He might be, all city. But in that game, he's going to get crushed before the first quarter. They're going to take care of him. And not like they don't have to do it maliciously. Some people are out there just to hit you and hurt you and take your player out the game. And they like it. And it's fun. And they get bonuses for it. So why not? This is the game you're playing. So you got to get a player that, that's got its weight up. And I'm going to tell you, that social is the all-city high school player, and we in the pros. Oh, a few go from high school to the pros. Kobe, a couple of them, you know what I'm saying? Y'all feel me, right? Not very many go from the high school to the pros. It's just the facts. It's not an ego thing. Let's put the ego down for a second. We're not winning. If we're not winning, then we need to do things so that we can win and stop sitting there and complaining. Like at the end of the game, if the coach and the teammates are sitting there complaining and being little babies about it, how much respect do you have for that team? You don't lose respect for that team. You don't lose respect for that coach. That coach, that team don't represent your city. You know what I mean? So same thing with you, right? So we understand that the social is all city. Now, some of us know how to use the social and can do it like Kobe. Most of us don't. Most of us don't. So let's say we out here, we got a small team, we got a little baby team. What do? Start trading players, drafting, right? How do you draft? How do you draft players? You gotta have money. Or you gotta have somebody to look out for you. Here comes in high frequency. We looking out for you. We're gonna help you draft some players. This is what we want to do. We're gonna help you win this game of Monopoly. It's commerce, right? Reward avatars. We want to help you. That's what we're doing this for. All of us. Don't even play with me. So we're gonna help you. We're gonna help you, get you some players. I'm gonna tell you, first player you need, that's me. First player you need is that linebacker trust. Boom! You need that, dude. I mean, come on, man. You're all city dude. You're getting hit every time. How can he do anything? He keep getting hit, and they're trying to hurt him. And once he's hurt, it takes a while to come back. And you know what an injury is? A bill you can't pay in this game. A bill that stresses you to pay. That's an injury. You're on the injury list. You ain't doing this. You ain't doing that. There's a lot of stuff you ain't doing no more. Okay. Let's say you pretend that's not gonna pay that bill. You're gonna fake that you ain't got no injury. Woo! Doesn't it get worse down the line? You might be on the injury list for 7 years. Y'all know what I'm talking about. 7 years. So we're gonna play to win, right? So we got to protect that all city cat. You got the all city cat. He's a flimsy though. The social. The dude's flimsy. You got little baby stork legs, little chicken legs. So you ask me, you need that trust. But not everybody can draft the trust right away. So if you can't draft the trust, you got to draft the LLC, y'all. Not even playing. I mean, it's easy. It's not even hard. And that trust, that LLC is not going to, completely protect the social. It's not, unless you set it up correctly. But it's not going to. But it's going to allow him to take less hits and give him more time so he can make more moves. Feel what I'm saying? It's going to free him up a little bit. And once you get free up enough, then you can draft the linebacker trust. Period. Draft the linebacker trust. See, now, the thing with the linebacker trust, once you draft one linebacker, and other players start seeing that your team is starting to look good, you get other linebacker trust up in there. You got the asset protection trust. You got the unincorporated business trust. You're starting to look thick, and that's dope. That's real. That's where you want to be. And I'm gonna stay right there. I'm not gonna move back any further into the winning team. The winning playbook, because the plays are a lot of times we invite you to check. If you can't, come to the events that we put out, quarterly. If you can't make it, we understand. Hit us up, HFRN.foundation@gmail.com. You ain't got to come see us. We can do business. You can deal in the private. So remember that a workman is worthy of hire. But, not out here to scalp nobody. I'm trying to help you build your team. Why? Because I like to see a good game. That's why. I used to play. It was fun. Now I like to see good games. And I don't like none of that weird tomfoolery that I see being pulled out here with good players. Cool? So when it comes to playing the game, you got to understand you need a team. And I'm not saying beyond your friend or a good business partner or something like that. When it comes to playing the game of commerce, you got to understand that when you're playing commerce, you're playing the commerce with agencies and fictions, period. They're fictions. It's paper entities. Having one is, to me, is not in the best interest of the overall plan, which is to bring in wealth to the family estate. Course 4, redemption. First order of law is a natural law. These are universal principles which so necessarily agrees with nature and the state of man that without observing their inherent maxims, the peace and happiness of society can never be preserved. Knowledge of natural laws may be attained merely by the light of reason, from the facts of their essential agreeableness with the constitution of human nature. Natural law exists regardless of whether it is enacted as positive law. That makes sense? So regardless if it's in positive law, you can see in legislations or, what statute is that, it doesn't matter. The most fundamental law of all human law, which is, all human law is positive law, man's law, has to do with survival, which is a universal principle. It has to do with human interactions of any kind, any relationships, buying, selling, or trading, or relating in any way. It is based upon treating or dealing with others the way you would like to be treated or dealt with. Right? You want to buy something, you don't want to get taken advantage of. You don't want to pay too much than what it's worth. Same thing is, if you're selling something, they'll charge too much than it's worth, even if they're willing to pay it. You won't want someone to do that to you. This is the law of commerce. The law of commerce has been in operation since man interacted with each other, started many thousands of years ago through the Sumerian Babylonian era, where it was codified and enforced. Ancient artifacts dating over 6,000 years old reveal that the system was so complex it even included receipts, coined money, shopping lists, manifestos, and a postal system with the medium being baked in clay. So this is nothing new. It's nothing new. Cuneiform, man. As a derivative of the commercial law being removed from natural law and therefore inferior is the common law. This emerged basically, historically. We read in English, so we understand what we're reading. In England, out of disputes over portion of the earth in the allodial title. This is a title without any encumbrances. This is heirship, sovereign ownership of the land, basically. And this was based on common sense. So the common law of the earth, common law gave rise to the jury system and many writs and processes which governments have absorbed and statutized and made into rules and regulation processes and courts. And I'm gonna skip a little. Commerce, the principles, maxims, and precepts of commerce law, commercial law, are eternal, unchanging, and unchangeable. They are expressed in the Bible, both in the Old and in the New Testament. The law of commerce has plagued us for more than 6,000 years. I guess who is us? I guess you're talking about humankind, sure. This law of commerce, unchanged for 1,000 years, forms the underlying foundation for all law on this planet and for governments around the world. It is the law of nations and everything that human civilization is built upon. This is why it is so powerful. Remember when I said constitutional law, public law, constitutional law, criminal law, administrative law, and international law. Commerce and everyday life is the vehicle or glue that holds or binds the corporate body politic together. More specifically, commerce consists of a mode of interacting, doing business, or resolving disputes whereby all matters are executed under oath, certified on each party's commercial liability by sworn affidavits, or what is intended to possess the same effect as true, correct, and complete, not misleading, truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. This affidavit is usually required for an application for a driver's license, and the IRS Form 1040, voter's registration, a direct treasury account, a notary's copy certification or certifying document, on nearly every single document that the system desires other to be bound and obligated. Most of us aren't dealing with affidavits. One of the laws of commercial maxims of law is the truth is expressed in the form of an affidavit. And an unrebutted affidavit stands as truth in commerce. The phrase commercial law designates the whole body of substantive law, substance, remember? Substantive jurisprudence, i.e., the Uniform Commercial Code, the Truth in Lending Act, applicable to the rights and the course of persons engaged in commerce, trade, or mercantile pursuits. That's from Black's Law. What is this? This is from the 6th edition. Commercial law is maintaining the commercial harmony, integrity, and continuity of society. It also stated as to maintain the peace and dignity of the state, capital S. Over the millennia, these principles have been discovered through experience and distilled and codified into those 10 fundamental maxims that I just spoke of. There is no legal issue or dispute possible which is not a function of one or more of those principles. The entirety of the word commerce now functions in accordance with the Uniform Commercial Code, which is pretty much the United States, in my opinion, version of the law. I want to go to the next one. That was Course for Redemption. That's on highfrequencyradionetwork.com. That's a very, 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 very good document. United States, U.S., USA, America, excuse me, means a federal corporation. Title 28, USC, Section 3002, parentheses 5, Chapter 176. It is clear that the United States is a corporation. 534 Federal Supplement 724. It is well settled that the United States at all is a corporation, originally incorporated February 21st, 1871, under the name District of Columbia. 16, Statute 419, Chapter 62. It was reorganized June 11th, 1878, a bankrupt organization per House Joint Resolution 192 on June 5th, 1933. Senate Report 93 through 549 in Executive Order 6072, 6102, and 6246. Cool? So this is commercial law falls under the jurisdiction of commercial law comes under the substantive law, which is the law of substance. And what did I want to read out of this? I'm in the International Bankers Credit in the Uniform Commercial Code. This is on highfrequencyradionetwork.com. This is with regards to, and I should have highlighted this, y'all. Oh, here we go. We got some dates that I wanted to highlight with regards to this commercial realm. (1890) New York State Legislature passes the first state act authorizing the governor to appoint 3 commissioners. The American Bar Association recommends that other states follow New York's lead. Jump forward to 1891. They named Lyman D. Brewster as the new chair of the ABA. 1892, the first conference was held in Saratoga Springs, New York. 1893, committees appointed on such subjects as wills, marriage and divorce, commercial law, descent, and distribution. Moving forward, 1900, Uniform Divorce Procedure Act was adopted by Louis B. Brandeis. Begins 5 years of service as member of Massachusetts Commission. 1901, Woodrow Wilson begins his tenure as a commissioner from New Jersey. 1907, nah. 1908, work begins on the Uniform Corporation Act. 1910, 20 Uniform Acts approved in a decade of the teens. Uniform Partnership Act begun. This is, I'm going back and explaining where this Uniform Commercial Code came from. 1912, Uniform Marriage Evasion Act was adopted. Uniform Partnership Act was completed in 1914. Uniform Limited Partnership Act, as well as Extradition of Persons of Unsound Minds Act, 1916. I'm going to jump forward to 1942. The Uniform Commercial Code effort begins in earnest with completion of work on the revised Uniform Sales Act. 1944, the conference receives $150,000 grant. 1947, Uniform Law Conference, an American Law Institute joining partnership to put all the components together for the Uniform Commercial Code and the Uniform Divorce Recognition Act. On May 18, 1951, during a joint meeting with the American Law Institute in Washington, D.C., the Uniform Commercial Code was approved. Later that year, the ABA formally approved the code as well. Considered the outstanding accomplishment at the conference, the code remains the ULC's signature product. 1953, Pennsylvania is the first state to enact the UCC. Let me see. 1956, Gift of Minors Act was approved. Massachusetts in 1957 is the second state to enact the UCC after revisions by the editorial board. Moves on to 1962. We got New York. Then the probate code project was approved as well. And then the final, I'm just going to skip ahead. The final state that signed on and baked the Uniform Commercial Code into its commercial statutes was 1996 with Louisiana. Final approval of amendments to the Uniform Securities Act. So, when we're dealing with commerce, we got to understand that the rules of the game is the Uniform Commercial Code. It doesn't matter what state you're in. All states deal with the Uniform Commercial Code. If you're not looking at specifically the terms in Article 1, looking at the entire Article 3 on negotiable instruments, looking entirely at Article 7, looking entirely at Article 8, and entirely at Article 9, which is, securities, you're not truly understanding that the game that you're playing. I know it's boring and it's not that cool. It's not like you're going to get too many dates pulling out the UCC at coffee shops. But when it comes to commerce, we understand that everything that we need, food, clothing, and shelter, are specifically our largest expenses. Notice how I say expenses. These are banking and commercial terms. Because you're amalgamated. We're all amalgamated to a commercial, inferior commercial world for all of our necessities because we don't understand that commerce is monopoly. We don't understand these things. So that was, of course, I'm going to go into the UCC connection. I'm just going to jump in here a little bit. We talked about jurisdiction, the common law. Talks about the Uniform Commercial Code, but more specifically, Admiralty Maritime laws. Courts of contract, contracts must be voluntary. A lot of us don't understand that. Equity law and how to deal in equity and receive equity remedies. But the Uniform Commercial Code, when we're dealing with the game of Monopoly, we're dealing with colorable law. We need to understand what colorable law is. It's the laws basically that only apply in certain circumstances due to subservient relationship between, a subject and a higher authority, and in this case would be, United States, and any entity is created under the United States or any state within the United States, or any one who wants to consent to color of law. And these are the things that we're falling under. There are certain specific terminology that must be understood when we're dealing with commercial actions as well as commercial transactions. But more specifically, we got to understand that we need to build a team. If you're going to play a game, and within the game it's necessary to have a team in order to win the game, you need to build a team. So when we understand that commerce is monopoly, in order to play to win, we understand that we need to get in the control, not ownership standpoint, but the control of another player in the game that has its own standing, its own liabilities, its own expenses, and that can pull specific type of liabilities and pressure really off of that main player, and continue to do that. Continue to spread out the pressure so that it limits the issues and, potential injury. And no one's sitting here telling me that an unexpected bill isn't an injury. The unexpected expense is not an injury. Injurious to your lifestyle. First player I would recommend, would be the defensive line trust. If you'd like to know more, you can hit us up, hfrn.foundation@gmail.com. You understand, like some of us aren't in a position to do that right away. So if you're not, we recommend an LLC. We recommend that you set it up as a standalone corporation taxed at the federal level and not a disregarded entity, not a pass-through. There's only a certain amount of deductions in the specific arsenal of that player when it comes to filing that 1040. That player only has so many moves. We need another player that has different moves and that can make moves that the first player cannot. We need to add on to the moves that the first player has. Can't jump out the box, jump out the window, and abandon the whole game as far as I'm concerned, because that's ridiculous. So in LLC, we get it set up as a corporation. We get a corporate credit profile. We get it properly established with, the proper trade lines. We start taking advantage of fringe benefits, start producing a little money, doing business as we should be, creating. And slowly but surely, we start bringing the team together. Now you got the LLC running. The LLC takes deductions off of its, because it's got moves that it can make off of that 1120 that the 1040 can't make. That player can't make these moves, so the 1120 got different moves. So you start working with that. Take deductions off of the 1120 for business expenses, true business expenses. We look at publication 15B for fringe benefits. Check out the archives of the Foundation and the Commercial Valley series. I went through publication 15B, fringe benefits, corporate fringe benefits. A lot of things you can take advantage of where you're administering a corporation today or tomorrow that would take pressure off of, the first player. Some of them will call it you. Your first player is what I would say. You got health savings accounts that you can take advantage of. De minimis benefits. Transportation benefits. Meal benefits. All on the corporate level. Now, once you get some money or some currency truly is what it is. Maybe you can get the linebacker. You want to draft another player. You got to start drafting. And if you're going to play in commerce, like I said, you got to draft other players. But the goal is to get to that trust and not to abandon all your other players and just deal with that trust. Not in my opinion anyways. Deal with multiple trusts, private, public entities, private entities. Round out your teams. Now you need a private team for your public team. And it's that simple. You do a search for Internal Revenue Service publication 15B. Go back into the archives. Check it out for yourself. Organize a corporation at the state level, but make sure you get it classified at the federal level, because it's really the federal taxes and the federal income that we're looking at. That's really what the issue is. We got to play to win. We got to play this commercial game to win. If my father, and I ain't calling him out, it's just real. If my father knew as many commercial stats as he knew about sports stats, his finances would be in a much better position. I feel like the sports players, like the NFL, it's up to the owners to know those stats and the other players and the owners that's going to play against them to know those stats, if you ask me. Unless that's my brother or my cousin, I'm not really tripping on those stats. What's the numbers? What's the science on the stats for this game, this commercial game? How much savings do you have? For real. What do you have saved up? Let's say, whatever. What do you got saved up in Federal Reserve notes? What's your savings looking like? What's your retirement looking like? What's your emergency fund looking like? What's your extracurricular activity fund looking like? What's your travel fund look like? It's probably not looking too good, and that's because we don't know that this game that we playing is a commercial game. It's not racial to me, not at this level. It has nothing to do with color of your skin. It's debtor or creditor. If you're in more positions of debtor than you are of creditor, you're not winning. And, there's no tryouts for the commercial game. Everybody can get on the field. Why? Because we need losers out here, too, in order for there to be winners. We need night in order for us to distinguish what day is. We need a female or a male to distinguish against the female. We need large to distinguish against the small. We need winners out here to distinguish against the losers, man. In the stock market, you think the stock market's popping? You making money off the stock market? You losing money off the stock market? You're not even in the stock market? That money just didn't come from nowhere. And there's people that's losing their money while there's other people that are gaining money. And there's a science to that, too. And we're not looking at this stuff like it's a science. And this is how we're losing. And this is why we're mad. Hey, you wonder why you mad? You want to know why you mad? It ain't because of Trump. It ain't got nothing to do with Trump. You want to know why you mad? It's because my finances ain't right. That's why I'm mad. I'm going to keep it real. Because I can't do what I want to do. I can't show love how I want to show love. I'm having financial issues. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to go here. I want to go there. I want to bring her or him with me. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I want. I want to do this for my son, for my child. That's why I'm mad. Because I can't do what I want to do. Why can't I do what I want to do? Because I ain't studying. Because I ain't understanding that I'm losing in the game of commerce. When it comes to me exchanging my energy in the commercial realm, there's people that is getting paid way more per hour than what I'm getting paid for the energy that I put into commerce versus the energy they put into commerce. And because there was a Democratic president before, or there's a Republican president now. It has nothing to do with that. These guys is all under commerce anyways. You look at it because we don't understand how to play this game. We don't understand it's a game. We think it's just what it is what it is. We got to buy this. We got to buy that. And, I work for this so I can buy that. I ain't selling nothing so I can buy that. I'm not creating anything so I can buy that. Why? Because if you're creating, then you ain't over here working to create what I showed you how to create so I can make more money an hour off of your labor than what, you're making off your labor. That's the game of commerce. That's the game of monopoly, baby. I'm making more money off you than you are, off of you. You understand that? To work tomorrow, understand that for every minute that you're there, every hour that you're there, and whatever you get on your check, let's say you get all of it, no taxes taken out, you're exempt. You figured it out. You mastered it. You're exempt. No taxes getting taken out. Your employer is making statistically 3 times as much an hour off of your labor versus what you're making. Otherwise, they can't employ you. It doesn't make sense. In the books, when you go back into the back and you pull those books out that they don't let you see, how they're running out of numbers, you know what I mean? How they're looking at profitability, how they're being audited quarterly by, upper level management, by the CFO or whoever. They don't want to lose their job. It won't be sustainable unless they weren't making at least 3 times an hour than what you're making. It's hard to go to work when we understand that, when we can truly feel that, when it truly sinks in like, okay, that's how it works. That's crazy, no matter what. I'm making $250,000 a year. Well, your boss is in a bigger house. The owner of the corporation or the owners, they're in a bigger house, nicer cars, more flights, more money, more cash, more gold, more silver, more this, more that, more square footage, more everything. How is that possible? How you gonna take my pie and then give it back to me and over like a third of it's gone? Because it's a third of your day. 8 hours a day is a third of your day. We playing commerce. It's 8 hours. You ain't going to work. You going to play or you going to war. I'm saying play because a lot of us understand games. We got coliseums in every city, in every major city. Sometimes multiple coliseums. Because you got colleges, universities, you got the NFL, the NBA, different Staples centers, different bank centers, all these different stadiums. Those are coliseums. I don't care. So we understand that better than, war. War is gritty, and they show it on TV, and people dying, and there's blood and guts, and it's not nice, and, boom, and they shot the dog, too, and the cat, and everybody, and the baby, it was burnt half the face, and they do good with the makeup and stuff, because, it's repugnant. Nah, it's not war. It's not war. It's not commercial belly. It's not commercial warfare. How can this be warfare? I'm not bloody. My guts aren't hanging out. Half my face ain't peeled off. Peeling off your energy, peeling off the time of your life that you'll never get back. That's crazy. Understand that. Commercial belly. This is like the illest game out here. If this is the realest game out here, we should be taking the most time to learn how to play the realest game out here so we can play to win. Would you understand? There ain't no tryouts. We all out here. I got an ID. You got an ID. I got a credit card. You got a credit card. The only real tryout is a credit report. But even then, you turn 18, you ain't got no credit report. They still give you some credit cards. Right? You 18, you still take out some student loans. You got to build no credit. I paid the electricity bill 4 times in the last 6 months on time. It doesn't matter. They're handing this stuff out. They're handing debt out. Handing it out like it's candy. Car loans, mortgages, debt. T-Mobile will finance your phone over 42 months. You just pay us $13 a month. Statistically, not many people are going to make it through that 24, 48, 32 months. They don't default. Christmas time, how many of us is late on our phone bill right after Christmas? December. Woo! I'm telling you, man, it's set up against the debtors. It's like, I don't know if you watched the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I watched parts of it. Look, first of all, if you didn't see the rig the fix on that game, it's crazy. But it's like, it can't even make it look believable anymore. It's like, it's hard to believe. Like, this is commerce, man. The NFL is commerce, man. They got 501c, whatever. You know, they got EINs, man. You don't think they're a part of it? You don't think they're playing the same game? And they showing us, all these commercial entities are showing us, yo, some of it, they rigged. People be shaving points, boxers throwing the fight. You know what I'm saying? We know it. The historic London fix, and then we buy gold off the historic London fix. We just accept it. We're accepting of it. We don't understand that we're set up as losers. Because we don't understand the rules. We don't understand the commerce. It's monopoly. This is a game. You play Monopoly, you get frustrated. You quit. If you ain't know the game, you don't know the rules, and you don't have a good strategy, you will quit. You got a bad. If you're a poor loser, you're not gonna have a really good time if you're losing. Who has a good time losing? Nobody. Good game. That's sportsmanship. That's not a good time. That's what you call it? Being noble. You know what I mean? That's not being a little immature, degenerate. As far as I'm concerned, you ain't gonna be mad because you lost. You ain't happy because you lost. I ain't gotta be happy either. We out here losing, taking all that money out your taxes, and then we get a tax return. Oh, I got the money back. Yo, what about the money they kept? Do we account for that? How many of us actually account for how much money they kept versus how much money they gave us back? We focus on one side of the game. Thinking it's cool. Thinking everything's cool. Thinking everything's cool. It's not cool. We need to see what's in front of our eyes. You go over and watch a movie in this commercial realm because you got to pay for the movie. And the movie's created by a commercial studio, Warner Brothers or whatever. You know what I mean? It's commerce. You go watch a movie. I don't care what you think or know or believe or whatever. The end of that story is already been told. It's already decided. You're just catching up. That's commerce. That's 1040. The end of that story is already decided. It's going to go on probate. We're going to get over half of it, the currency from the taxation, and we're going to inflate them. We're going to get their labor, their energy, and then we're going to tax the currency that we gave them for the labor and the energy. And then when they die, we're going to probate their estate. And then we're going to hit the heirs with inheritance taxes and estate taxes. The game has already been decided, yo. I'm not playing. I'm not some weird guru sitting on my roof, burning incense, licking salt rocks and stuff. Like, I'm a normal dude. Like, maybe not so normal because I'm me. I'm very, very individual. But all this individual is for the whole. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to tell this while I'm on the air so everybody can see the foundation is war. War for your mind, war for your focus, war for your energy, war for your principles, war for your motives and your drives. You ain't reading, you getting up to go buy some whatever you just saw in the commercial. Black Friday, trampling people. Look at my 50-inch screen TV. How many books you got? Where's your library at? Huh? What? Library? You're ignorant of me because I asked where your library was, man? Let's be for real. Let's be serial. As my daughter would say. It's war. You don't see it? It's war. Taxation. You pay for everything. You pay for necessities. We pay for things that were required for us to live. Food, clothing, and shelter, man. And in a lot of jurisdictions, there's tax on these necessities. And do you get a deduction on your 1040 for food, clothing, and shelter? I got a renter's rebate. I got the property tax rebate. Man, renter's rebate, as well y'all know, It's a portion. It's a rebate on a portion of the taxes that the property owner paid. Which basically means if you're getting a refund on a portion of the property taxes paid, and you have a claim to a rebate, which derives from the property taxes that were paid, you paying the property taxes. That's war. What you mean? Hold on. So you mean to tell me you own this, you making money off this, and you got to pay taxes, and what I'm paying for you in rent, you got that figured into paying the property taxes and the mortgage insurance and the property insurance, and I got to pay my own lights and heat and water bill, man? That's war. You telling me, yo, and the rent is $12,000, $1,500, right? You don't even own it. You can't pass that down to your heirs. And when it breaks down to it, when you get on the other side of it, you are paying for someone else's property, going to work. And that's a necessity. You need that to live. You need property to live. Burns, man. Burns. And we hop and skip. We got a renter's rebate. I'll hop and skip and go buy some jerseys, some Jordans, some non-organic processed food from a corporation. Commerce is monopoly. Commerce is war, period. It's a war against you. It's a war against your family. It's a war against your family estate. It's a war against your time that was granted to you here on this earth by the Creator. Corporation didn't do nothing. The IRS didn't do nothing. The IRS didn't help birth you. Nothing. I ain't tax protester. You got taxes to pay, pay them. But if you ain't got some taxes to pay, don't pay them. Because you ain't got to. The IRS do for me. Then cut my umbilical cord and come and help me out when I was, man, I don't need to pay my rent, man. I've been paying the IRS for years, man. Let me hit them up. Because I can't get rent this month. Come on, man, let's get serious. What is going on? I feel like the more I wake up, the more I realize that everything is backwards. It's all crazy. Crazy. How are you charging me for water? Y'all didn't even make it. It was here when you got here. It was here. Yo, how are you charging me for water? You do not. And they'll be like, oh, it's a service to give you to bring the water to you. They want your life, your energy, your time, and they want to tax the currency that they exchange to you for your life, your energy, your time. Make more profit off of your life, your labor, your time, and probate the rest of it after you go. And not tell you how to maximize your estate and pass it on to your heirs because you worked your entire life in this system. And there are so many bosses and supervisors and shareholders that profit off your labor throughout your life that you will not get a piece of. I'm just trying to motivate my brothers and sisters to get this game under control, to learn these rules to the game of commerce, to get the playbook together, team together, start drafting players, commercial entity players, man. Hit us up, HFRN.Foundation@gmail.com. We'll help you. I'm coming out here with no free nothing. Ain't nothing free in commerce. Nothing free in life, man. Ain't nothing coming easy. 424-222-5250. If you want to call in and, chop it up with me, Sharif Ali. We're going to open up the phone lines in a minute. I'm just going to close by saying there are multiple different avatars or tokens or agencies or corporations or EINs or whatever that can be used in commerce. There's no law saying that you can only use one. It's ridiculous. There's no law that says that you can't take advantage of other entities. It's ridiculous. This is spookism. Private trust isn't spookism. Corporations isn't spookism. It's not. It's just we weren't taught it. We're unfamiliar. So you dip your toe in there to see if it's cold or if it's hot. Or you can stand there and look at it and speculate all day. Is it cold? Is it hot? My friend said it was cold. Well, she said it was cold. Well, whatever. Did you hear how I just said it was cold? You said it was warm. I said it was cold. You know what I mean? Like, we could do that all day. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing it. And I ain't got enough to make a big enough dent in it financially on my own. I go broke, blind, crippled, and crazy on my own. So this is me trying to invest to draft real physical players. The real live team, the private team up, that we can go extra heavy, hand everybody control, and we all go in this game of commerce, in this game of Monopoly, and play to win. Love y'all, man. Sharif, what you got, man? You good?
Yeah, man, it's good, man. Great. Definitely.
You ain't got nothing to add, man? What you thinking?
No, I think I like every point that you said, man. I'm just paying attention and listening to what you said. It's good, man. Go ahead to the callers for real. I want to hear their thoughts on it.
Man, I kind of wanted you to build with me real quick, though. You know, when did you, here's a good question for the audience. Let me put Sharif on blast real quick. Sharif, when did you, like, really, or how long ago did you really substantiate in your mind that, you know, commerce is like more of a game, it's a warfare type commercial game?
I mean, that happened like probably like 2.5 years ago, easy. 2.5 years ago.
Perfect. And what did you do?
I mean, once I found out, I mean, I was already an entrepreneur. I just started other businesses that were related to me being an entrepreneur, and it's because of that reason.
Yeah. You hear what he just said?
I'm already on that wave.
I know. I'm just trying to illustrate. He said he started other businesses. He was already an entrepreneur, so he already had more than one commercial player out there in the realm for him. But when he figured it out, when it really dawned on him what this was, he just started more business.
Right. The correct way, obviously, you know. The correct way, obviously. Yeah.
What do you think is maybe the number one thing that our people miss with regards to the correct way of starting a business?
They don't know about public and private. So how they gonna know how to do their business correctly? If you don't even think there's a private, then you're at a disadvantage already. You know what I mean? You're at a disadvantage because you don't know about private. You know, you're just at a disadvantage because you don't know about the strategy of private individuals. Those are things like that.
Short and sweet. I got you. So, I would say, what is the main benefit that you've experienced since you've come into the understanding that commerce essentially is monopoly?
I mean, you can once you learn the system, once you have a system in place, what we're talking about here, you can pretty much you'll have a system in place to pass on your wealth tax free. That's a big deal. To even make wealth tax free, because you have private entities, you can make wealth tax free, things like that. That makes sense, though?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, how does that relate to, that's a passing on the wealth. But, I'm selfish. Let's say I'm selfish. Most of our people, they're more interested. Most people are more interested in what's in it for them, not necessarily passing it on. So, how does that create more of a condition and a position to make the current situation more pleasant?
It's a lot in your question. Could you ask it again?
So when it comes to, understanding the difference, between public and private and getting in, to the positions beyond, passing on the wealth, what are some of the benefits that you've seen, that you've experienced with regards to personal?
Oh, okay. Well, so
benefit.
basically what happens is you end up creating the opportunity to create private banking institutions. Just from having entities set up on the private side, you're able to create what's considered a private bank, where a lot of people aren't able to do that because they don't understand what entities are used to do these things. And so I think the investment opportunities they exponentially grow just because you're able to start funding things privately through your own private banking system if you're aware of how to do that.
Thank you, brother. I wanna say this, man. Here's the incentive. What I did with the Commercial of Ali series is really what I wanted to bring home was essentially, especially the last few episodes, was how to fund your private trust or your private estate while still working your W-2 job. If you have to, some of us can't move as fast as others. I want to make it, available and obtainable for everyone. But there are ways to fund that trust. I got my trust, and then a lot of brothers and sisters get stuck at how to fund it. Go back and listen to Commercial of Ali series, specifically gift tax, charitable donations. It's so attainable. Let us show you how to set up, your trust as a shareholder. You can properly play Monopoly. You can play Monopoly with a trust. A trust can do business in the commercial realm. It's recognized to do business in the United States. They give it a number. Whether foreign or domestic, in this case, it really doesn't matter. It just, I guess it really boils down to what is the incentive? We playing the game for what? You want to retire early? You want to send your kids to private school? You want to homeschool them? You want to get a big house? You want to pass on your wealth, heirlooms? You want to fly in a jet privately? The average American in their lifetime generates about $1.5 billion in the commercial realm through their labor. What they take home, obviously, is a fraction of that. Did you know that? You ever stop to think that how much your energy that you put into these jobs, how much it comes back to down the line, and what contracts that we've signed to stop most of that return? By implication as well, implicitly, expressly, and through the way we do business and the things that we say and the things that we claim. (424-222-5250). I'm about to open up the phone line. I don't like preaching. I feel like I'm starting to preach. If you want to, got a question or comment, you want to rebut, I'm open to rebuttals as well, you know. Definitely down. 424-222-5250. Once again, you know, March 25th is going to be popping. HFRN, period, foundation at gmail.com. JB.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Please.
What's going on, man?
Great show as usual.
Appreciate it, man. All praise.
Absolutely. I actually just sent you guys an email. I definitely want to hook up in Dallas. That sounds like fun. I was wondering what you would describe to people, like, the difference between, like, being ready to step into the full-on, like, trust game or focus more on just, like, setting up an LLC. What would you categorize as being ready? Just the knowledge and how to operate?
Yeah, knowledge on how to operate.
And the team.
You got some talent. You got a product, a good or a service. More importantly, you have discipline. You follow through. I mean, Sharif and I were talking earlier. You know, I say discipline beats talent every time. Discipline beats creativity every time. You know, if we don't have the discipline, if we don't have the follow through, it's not going to work out. As humans, we tend to fall back. We tend to fall back into our usual, you know, what makes our comfortable modes. So,
it's true.
I think when it comes to you know, funding the private, man, you know, the public is definitely a large component.
Absolutely. I mean, you need a signature on the public side. It's the whole. That's well, sort of, unless you're totally, like you guys talked about, just private contracting, which is not.
Yeah.
You know, you're not. You
gotta have a rock solid indenture, man. You know.
Yep.
Specifically,
absolutely.
You gotta, you know, understand what goes into and what does not go into the public from the private, and just be, you know, willing to learn. I guess willing to, you know, exchange energy with those you do business with fairly and equally. Yeah, it's not that hard. It's not that hard.
No, it's not. See, I find that too. I find it, like, especially with my immediate family, like organizing them in this. We're now starting to. They're seeing enough of what I've been doing that now we're starting like routine family meetings, and I'm keeping minutes, and I'm really getting them geared up for sort of like the merger with the other trust that I'm building parallel with, like who will be like my non-blood first trustee when it comes to what we're kicking off. And with them, the strangest thing is like well, what you just said is absolutely true. It's like they're totally with it, but if I'm not keeping them with it, you know, they like slip back into that routine of the TV or whatever. And they're very intelligent people. It has nothing to do with their comprehension of it or belief. It's really about like that programming is so ingrained. And I don't know if it's because of their age also, and you know how they grew up like with not a lot of money, not like you know it's really tough. The idea, especially for my mother, the idea of not being paid by somebody else, like that, like not receiving a paycheck, like what you said before about like, you know, when I got to the point in this knowledge and then starting to implement it, where just the spirit part alone at my job, I had to leave the job I was at because A, it was cutting into time I could be spending making myself more profitable for me, and B, it was also on the spiritual tip, it was not, as long as I was there, I was letting somebody else determine my value, like how much like you're absolutely right, like you're not just going to work, you're selling your time. You're selling your energy and your like vitality. So, you know, you should get just, you know, a workman should be worthy of his hire.
Just compensation, exactly.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And
but you
how
can't,
do you determine what is just if you don't know what goes into the determination?
I mean, I think you hit it on the head also, which is what I try to tell people a lot when I'm like coaching them in this, and not even just like not trust even per se, but just the law in general, because the grasp I have on it, and I credit constantly my I had like my connection with natural law came first, and I say all the time, like, it's my remembering of how that works that lets me comprehend and navigate and use the law for what it is, which is a tool. It's not a list of rules or an indenture or something like that. It's a tool to it's like I think like in the Bible, it's like, though I shall walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, because thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. You'll sit with me at a table with my enemies, but I will not fear, my cup runneth over, all that stuff.
Wow, man. No. parts of that, man, you just said like a whole Bible verse, man.
Well, that
where you came up with, you just kind of told on yourself a little bit. But yeah, go ahead. I know what you're talking about.
Well, like, that I like use like Strong's and stuff to get to the meaning of what that says, because I've had the privilege of training with some very cool people who put me on to interesting angles, and really researching what all those words mean, and knowing that the Bible kind of works on it works physiologically, spiritually, and economically. I mean, look at Matthew, 5:24 literally tells you, or something like that, how to make a common law, a private affidavit, and how to handle yourself. But that being said, what that verse means is, well, in the Bible, like the shadow of death. The shadow is like it basically means it's like the fear of the fiction. And thou art with me, Yahweh, is I am. So while I walk through this fiction, through what can seem like this fear of this giant abstract, like, I shall fear no evil because I am the living. I'm alive. I'm real. And the rod and the staff, well, the rod and the staff is the law and the correction, meaning it's like the law and the wisdom to use the law. So you have the rod, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And, and sitting down at a table with your enemies and fearing no evil, because and your cup running over. Well, what I'm finding, and I'm not going to drop too much here in the public, but the IRS and the Federal Reserve, to most people, are such abstract, intimidating shadows that most of us don't even think to figure out how and why they function, let alone going the next step and then considering sitting down and actually doing business with them. And that's the trick right there, because I mean, hey, like Federal Reserve's website's a very interesting place. I mean, that they put it all there. Like, none of this stuff is hidden. It's not advertised, and you can, you have to know it once you find it, but it's there. It's all there. I mean, and I think that's like, I mean, the trick to seeing it. Now, seeing it, being able to see it is a different story. Because, like I said, like, if you are, I don't think if you're coming at this from a place of spirit and knowing who you are and understanding natural law, you won't see the most like these guys, like the de facto, the notorious they're not using this tool efficiently. As far as like they're not the most adept with it. They don't honor it the most. Their whole strategy is thinking you will never know it, and it's not just because they're lazy. It's because it's not for them. They usurped it, and they can't. It's like a weapon that you ever or like you know Dragon Ball Z. You ever watch Dragon Ball Z? It's like a spirit bomb. It's like you can only it can't.
It's like a cartoon.
It hurts. Yeah, it's like an anime. But if you're not who you are, it will hurt you using that weapon. It'll burn. It's like something that'll burn your hand if you're not meant to use it. You can still use it. It can still be powerful, but it will hurt you the whole way because you're bastardizing it. You're not going with the flow, but you are going with it. Like that's the biggest difference. Like all these people, the controllers or whoever, they know all this stuff about natural law and they follow it, but they follow it out of ritual, out of misunderstanding. So they don't glean everything they can from it. Not like we can. Not like any living person who knows who they are and knows what they are. And that I think like that's one of the biggest tricks. But that's like easier said than done, and it takes a lot of practice. I heard you talking about. I know all about the Boken, man. What were you? What were you taking? What martial art were you practicing?
I took mostly Chinese boxing, Jeet Kune Do.
Oh,
Shuri-Te.
Nice.
Shuri-Te.
Nice. That's awesome.
It's been a while since I trained, man.
Hey, you learn a lot though, man. That's I equate this a lot to fighting, like for sport, because it's you practice those moves until you can act with them and not react. Like you can act with, like the reaction becomes so ingrained that it's not a reaction. It's just a part of what you do, and you gotta get hurt. You gotta get hit.
So you understand that it gets so ingrained that it becomes natural reaction.
Absolutely.
So that's as well as in line with most people around us, the way that they've done business, the way they've looked at doing business, or how they've not looked at that they're doing business, has become ingrained and has been ingrained in them through the different institutions and influence that they've come into contact throughout their life. So understanding that, I understand that like you said, people do tend to go back into their normal way of thinking and their normal thing. But I think if we are able to solidify what the true cost is with regards to this, commercial game, which is really your life, it boils down to you're paying with your life.
Yep, that's right.
I think
paying with your life and lying to yourself.
We'll be in a position to take it. Go ahead.
Oh no! I was just saying, and you're lying to yourself saying it doesn't bother you. Most people will tell you, "Oh no, I'm fine." You got it, but they're not. Like I know they're not, because I used to say that. Like everything I realized, everything I've found has and been able to utilize has all come from being able to say to myself I was wrong, like that I was mistaken. And I thought I was smart. I thought I was a clever dude. I really did. I thought, but I didn't. I wasn't. I wasn't dumb, but like information, knowledge without like the spirit to use it is not. It doesn't help. It's like I could have, like when I found all this stuff out. If I had still been in another mindset, it could have just pissed me off. It could have made me want to fight, but it didn't. I saw it for what it was. The more I studied, I actually kind of respect the design that went into it, the substance that's been built over the form. I could do without much of it, but I don't blame it for anything. That's not going to help me. I mean, it's really that's that's what you got to ask yourself. You can be pissed off about something, but is it making you act in a way that will change that? Like,
it's all about what we do with the energy. Whether it's negative energy or positive energy. You either take it to build or destroy, man. Appreciate you calling in, JB. You said you sent us an email. You ready to deal with us in the private, man?
I did. I look forward to it. Thank you, guys. Peace
yeah,
and
definitely
gratitude.
Get back to you real soon.
Excellent, brother.
I appreciate you, man, checking out the show, man, and adding to the platform, man.
Appreciate the show. Thank you so.
I'll let you next time, man.
Thanks, Sharif. Peace.
Peace. Next caller. What was that caller? 4559 216-4559. You had your hand up. Did you change your mind?
No, I just had a general question. How much does something cost as far as to set up a private trust? Just the whole asset.
Oh. You send us an email at hfrn.foundation@gmail.com and we'll break it down for you.
Okay. Thanks, bro.
Cool. Did you get that? You need me to say it again?
Yeah, I'm going to download the show.
Okay, cool. Yeah, hit us up, man. We'll work it out.
Okay.
All right, brother.
Peace.
Peace. We got about three minutes left in the broadcast, yo. Might go over a little bit. I really like to get to everybody. So if you'd like to say something, push 1. If you're listening on the internet, 424-222-5250. Call in now. Because once I start streaming, the show's going to end for you. And you're going to listen to the rest in the archive. I'm going to go on to the next caller. Do this in order. 470-2907. 470-2907. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace, man. Jalil calling from Valdosta. I got a quick question. I'm not going to really take up too much time. Say if I have a job and I do a status correction, can I go to them and redo my W-2s?
Yeah. No, I would just say, go to them and say, who do I speak to update, my tax information. I gotta update my W, because that's a W-8.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They make you fill out a W-9 to get a job, and then they give you W-2s at the end of the year for your taxes.
All right.
What you gotta do is you gotta go back and give them a W-8 if you corrected your status.
Yeah, I would give them a W-8 then, right?
Yeah. Yep, you can do a BN.
All right.
Yep.
And the box, the boxes where they ask you, is you a U.S. citizen or non-citizen, national, or alien permitted to work? Which one would you fill out? Which box would you correct?
Which one I do?
Yeah.
I mean, if you got your status correct, that would indicate that you're a national.
National, okay. Non-citizen national.
No, you're a citizen in the U.S. Because I think, citizen, it's a U.S. form, so they're asking if you're a U.S. citizen or a non-citizen.
Non-citizen national. Would they ask you for some kind of card or proof of identification showing that?
I think it's a case-by-case basis. And, when it comes to anything in the public, it's substantiation. So if you can't substantiate it, then that might be an issue. But, if you can substantiate it with pertinent documents, that would be the leg to stand on. I can't really... You're talking about like a federal form. I can't really tell you how to fill out a federal form. You know what I mean?
Okay. Like, would that that was really should be the same thing? Like a W8, you got to really substantiate a bin, showing that you are, the reason why you are so-called so exempt from taxation. You got to substantiate it, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I think on the form they ask, there's a part in there where they at least request you to write in the substantiation. You know what I mean?
All right. That's all, bro.
All right, brother,
man.
Thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate you, brother.
You too, man. Peace.
Peace. You got it. Oh, man, who we got? 718-4911, peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's the deal? It's Down from Brownsville. What's peace, so well? How you doing?
Doing well, brother.
How you doing? I'm all right. Listen, I know you're going to get that plane or that helicopter, right?
Peace.
I'm talking to you, so I know you're going to get a plane or a helicopter, right?
I mean, I'm definitely looking to be in control of an entity that does obtain, some sort of aerial type of transportation privately. Yes, that's the
For me
the
too,
plan.
because I ain't letting them put. Me too, because I ain't letting them put no chip in me either. That's what I'm talking about.
No, that's all bad.
But listen, that's what I want to say. So, peace and love to all of you out there, and I'll be hearing from you next week. Maybe I'll get up another show. Maybe we'll be on tomorrow, something like that. I don't know.
You never know, man. Appreciate you calling in, brother.
I hope that new show called ain't going for the BS. Hey, you're welcome.
The what?
Thanks a lot. I said I hope that new show called I ain't going for the BS.
Yeah, ain't going for the BS. None of us. None of us should be going for the BS at this point.
But listen, you're welcome.
Yeah, appreciate you for calling in, man. Till next time, man. Stay up.
Okay, I appreciate you too.
Oh, my bad. I'm coming back to you. What's up?
I know the tickets are getting filled up, so y'all gonna be hearing from me this week.
Okay, cool. Yeah, shoot us an email.
All right. Okay. Definitely.
All right. Peace, brother. Peace to the God. 504-5993. Peace.
Peace. Man, this Eddie Love. I wanted to tell y'all, brothers, I want to give a shout out to JB, man. I like what he was talking about, man, because that's the same point that I was going to talk about when you said that the commercial world is inferior to the to the natural laws. I was going to say, man, that a lot of people, they don't know. I don't think a lot of people are aware of the statement which you said that how important it is to get in tune with the natural laws, because once you get in tune with the natural laws, man, everything else will just kind of fall in place for you to, you'll get in that line of motion where you're supposed to be at. That's how I got into this, to the whole thing of redemption and all that, because I didn't know nothing about none of that, and I kind of started off unknowingly studying natural law, man, and the world opened up to me. That was pretty cool.
Absolutely. A natural law, man, you serve on the higher so you can rule on the lower.
Right.
So, and I like how you talking about that staff. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, truth be told, man, the natural laws, it's way more easier than learning the commercial world. My opinion.
I mean, you learn natural law, you master that. Commercial law just comes naturally. You figure it out easy. It's like, oh, okay, here.
Right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like how he was talking about that staff too, because the staff, how he was saying it represents the law.
That's right.
So, all you gotta do is
represents the law.
Lean on the law. The law keep you upright. And if you don't know if you're upright, not look at the law and judge yourself against the law, not against another man or a woman. Because that breeds that all classism and materialism and outdoism and all that,
Right. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, man. Eddie Love, man. How you doing, man? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. And then check this out. Yeah, huh?
You be doing push-ups?
No, I lift weight. I lift weight. I do push-ups sometimes. But pull-ups and all that. Work out, run, all that. You gotta work legs too. I got a homegirl, man. I turn on to the vault and to the foundation, man. She dig our show. You know what I'm saying? She new to the she new to the commercial world or whatnot. You know, she don't know nothing about she all the way public. She don't know nothing about private. You know, so she wanna learn though, so that's what's up, man.
All right, yes. Shout out to the sister.
Yeah.
Peace to the sister. Peace, sister. Thanks for checking us out. Appreciate you, checking us out, taking your time, checking out the show. Appreciate you. Thanks, Eddie Love, for showing,
For sure, man. I'm here, man. I'm learning. I'm going to keep on learning, man, and keep on growing and sharing as much as I can with those who want to learn.
Absolutely, man. Keep it moving. We out here, man. We all got to do our part. So,
that's right.
We applaud, everyone doing their part as well as we applaud the beginner, man. And that's everyone listening. If you're a beginner, we applaud you. Think up, whenever you're ready. All right, Eddie, man, you good? Anything else?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. Yeah, I'm good. I appreciate it, man.
All right, man. We'll catch you next week. For sure.
All right.
All right, man. Peace, man. Appreciate you. Peace to the God. Sharif. What's up, man?
Peace, brother. Peace, brother.
Peace, brother. Man.
Good episode, man. JB has some good points.
Yeah, man. JB, man, that dude, he coming with the fire. He coming with that fire, quoting the Bible and all that. For the heathens out there who don't get it,
Yes,
I like
sir.
that. Ooh. All right. Last caller, 501-0316. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello, how you doing? This is Miss Eddie Love.
Oh,
Peace.
Miss Eddie Love, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. I just want to say I'm enjoying the show tonight. I appreciate the info both of you brothers are putting out there. I like JB too. When he put that knowledge out there, I wrote down the scripture he had mentioned. I can meditate on that. I've been learning a lot of new stuff on these taxes. On one of these people needs to get away being on this 1040, and so I done discovered I've been missing out on a lot of things that's supposed to be coming my way, and so I really need to find me a tax preparer who knows what the hell they doing, because I've been going with Liberty Tax, paying them $349 for nothing, which they started calling me every day trying to see when I'm going to come in. So yesterday I asked the lady, could she help me do my 1099 OID and all of that. And in a way it seemed like she didn't know what I was talking about. And I was like, well, why is you a tax preparer then if you're not familiar with these things? And so I basically let her know I no longer want her services. So I called the IRS here, which you have to make an appointment for them. They already booked up for the whole month. So I'm like, I need to try to help her get my taxes done. I don't know if I missed the deadline on some of these forms. Most of them I have complete, but I'm stuck because I have a W-2 and I have a 1099 miscellaneous. The miscellaneous I'm stuck with because I don't know how to do the paperwork on doing the depreciation for my car. So, but I have all the paperwork and all my receipts that I need. And do you all know of someone who I could get in contact with to do my text besides Sergio, who haven't replied? He hasn't responded back to me yet. I discovered him by listening to Mr. Yusuf's show, and I've been learning a lot of things from Mr. Gene Keaton. Ooh, he is awesome. And it's been 2 weeks now, and I've got over 15 pages of notes just by trying to teach myself at home. And, babe, if you listening, one man went out today. One man out, I mailed that out for you today. The plus zero your account out.
All right, sister. When it comes to accounts,
I'm tired of this. I got to get up out of this. I got to get away from this bondage. And I'm trying to figure out if my taxes be done right and I receive my refund. I'm trying to see. I've already submitted my bills I've got. I already submitted them to the chief financial officer, as well as getting them paper assessed with the IRS. I'm just hoping I receive enough refund to where I could sit at home and learn, because I'm working for nothing. I go to these punk-ass jobs, I don't see nothing, just to give it right back. Can't save a penny, don't have a fucking penny right now. And I'm just trying to see how can I set this up to where I already see that I already see how I can make it work when it comes to getting the utilities off my back. I really don't have a lot to deal with. I just live a very basic, simple life. My utilities and rent is what I pay out. I don't own no home. I rent. I own my own car, but my car is for my second job. My car is I use my car as business for my second job.
Okay, so listen, when it comes to, finding another accountant, because I want to address your question. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, the best thing to do is, find someone local who doesn't work for a big company like H&R Block or, Liberty or something like that. And really, you got to interview them and ask them, hey, are you familiar with the 1040? Are you familiar with this form? Have you ever filed them before? When you did file them, did any of them come back? Have you had any problems, so on and so forth? And so, maybe get on the internet, do like an internet search, type in your zip code and say tax preparer, local or something like that, and, start calling them and, maybe ask them some questions over the phone. If you like what you hear, go in and sit down and talk to them and see if you're looking to contract with them. But I'll definitely take your time and sister, just continue to study. Yeah. You're gonna have more pages of notes and just start slow and everything's gonna be all right. Just keep focused.
I missed work yesterday. I missed work yesterday, so I could listen to the foundation. And boss man started calling. I'm like, I already told you, I'm doing me. And today they tried to ask me, did I want to come in, did I want to stay longer or come back to work? I said no. I got another important business call I got to deal with tonight. I'm like, damn, trying to look around just in the way. Shit ain't even worth it. But I've been working ever since the age of 19, and I'm 45 years old today. With great kids now, and I'm like, I got to secure them for the future. See, I got an 18-year-old right now in college. I can't. She already locked in right there, but she's in accounting as a matter of fact right now, and I told her, you learn all this shit. Because mama going to need you to be her account. You will see that in the end, this ain't for you. But right now, you just go and go through that. When the doors open up for mama, you will be following right along with it. Trust us, you will.
Yeah, stick with the family.
I want to get away. The reason why I need to get away from these jobs because I've already invested in Mr. Yusuf with circulating currency, and I can't even get in on them classes like I need to because the nights he have the classes, I'm at work, closing. Shit. But I do be listening. I do listen. I do listen while I'm at work, but I'm not able to participate fully like I need. I'm sneaking while I'm doing it. So I told myself, this my last year. This my last year of being a slave. It's my last year, and I'm determined.
Yeah,
I got to be determined. I got to make it happen.
Keep studying.
Yes, sir.
You know, keep with them noble intentions, and we gonna make it.
Yeah, I got to do that for Babe and me. Yes.
I appreciate you. We appreciate you calling in, sister. Thank you very much.
All right, I thank y'all, brother.
Peace and blessings. Until next time.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Eddie Love. She sent the one man out. She sent you got some packages coming, brother. Be out here. Be out of here, man. That was it. I'm done. Sharif, you got anything before we close out?
Nah, peace and blessings to the family, and thanks, Soden. We just want you all to tune in next week and bring a friend and share it with other people. We just want to keep growing the shows, and the audience will be the judgment of how well we're doing. Because our impact is for you all. We're here for you all. So, peace to the guys.
Sharif Ali on Facebook. Sotel on Facebook. SOTEL. Like the foundation. There's a foundation page. Like it. You got like 12 likes over there. Hurt. The Vault, whooping the foundation page at. But still, like it too. I almost swore I stopped for the listeners. Apologize. March 25th. Telling you it's going to be off the chain. Email us. HFRN.foundation@gmail.com. Let's do this. Quit playing. Come on. Don't be intimidated, man. We all just like you. We all the same, man. My armpits stink if I don't wash them. Do this. I would love to meet you. And I promise I'll wash my armpits. March 25th, Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. You got to RSVP, though. HFRN.foundation@gmail.com. The brother was asking about trust. HFRN.foundation@gmail.com. Yeah. Only so much I'm going to say in the public, and especially when it comes to getting your hands on it, ain't coming to get me yet. HighFrequencyRadioNetwork.com, man. I mean, come on. Quit playing yourself. Doing yourself a disservice. PDF section. Go to the site map. Click on site map. Click on PDF section. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Print them out. Download them. Whatever. Get your knowledge on. Commerce is monopoly, y'all. We ain't playing out here. Time to get it. Welcome to the Vault. Welcome to the Vault.com. Got to be one of the hottest websites out here. I don't care. Go to the contact section. Sign up for the email list. RSVP for this event. Check out the Vault in the Archives, the Foundation in the Archives, Rules for the Game in the Archives. Check out Open Forum Friday in the Archives. Check out the Archives. Check us out next week. We're going to be here. We do this for you. This is charity. I love you. This is over 2 hours of my day. Plus, the time I put into, prepare the show. Sharif Ali does the same thing on the Vault. I don't want no cookies. I just want y'all to get your knowledge up. Come holler at your boys. Love y'all. Next week, man, we're going to be doing the same dance. Shout out to Yusuf L, Sharif Ali, JB, everyone who called in. And peace to the trustees. You know me, peace to the God.
We're going to sing all the way live. High Frequency Radio.
You will see that in the end, this ain't for you. But right now, you just go and go through that. When the doors open up for mama, you will be following right along with it. Trust us, you will.
Yeah, stick with the family.
I want to get away. The reason why I need to get away from these jobs because I've already invested in Mr. Yusuf with circulating currency, and I can't even get in on them classes like I need to because the nights he have the classes, I'm at work, closing. Shit. But I do be listening. I do listen. I do listen while I'm at work, but I'm not able to participate fully like I need. I'm sneaking while I'm doing it. So I told myself, this my last year. This my last year of being a slave. It's my last year, and I'm determined.
Yeah,
I got to be determined. I got to make it happen.
Keep studying.
Yes, sir.
You know, keep with them noble intentions, and you know, we gonna make it.
Yeah, I
got
to do that for Babe and me. Yes.
I appreciate you. We appreciate you calling in, sister. Thank you very much.
All right, I thank y'all, brother.
Peace and blessings. Until next time.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Eddie Love. She sent the one man out. She sent. You got some packages coming, brother. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. That was it. I'm done. Sharif, you got anything before we close out?
Nah, peace and blessings to the family, and thanks, Soden. We just want you all to tune in next week and bring a friend and share it with other people. You know, we just want to keep growing the shows, and, you know, the audience will be the judgment of how well we're doing, you know, because our impact is for you all. We're here for you all. So, peace to the guys.
Sharif Ali on Facebook. Sotel L on Facebook. SOTEL. Like the foundation. There's a foundation page. Like it. You got like 12 likes over there. Hurt. The vault. Whooping the foundation page at. But still, like it too. I almost swore I stopped for the listeners. Apologize. March 25th. Telling you it's going to be off the chain. Email us. HFRN.foundation@gmail.com. Let's do this. Quit playing. Come on. Don't be intimidated, man. We all just like you. You know? We all the same, man. My armpits stink if I don't wash them. Do this. I would love to meet you. And I promise I'll wash my armpits. March 25th, Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. You got RSVP, though. HFRN.foundation@gmail.com. The brother was asking about trust. HFRN.foundation@gmail.com. Yeah. There's only so much I'm going to say in the public, and especially when it comes to getting your hands on it. Ain't coming to get me yet. HighFrequencyRadioNetwork.com, man. I mean, come on. Quit playing yourself. Doing yourself a disservice. PDF section. Go to the site map. Click on site map. Click on PDF section. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Print them out. Download them. Whatever. Get your knowledge on. Commerce is monopoly, y'all. We ain't playing out here. Time to get it. Welcome to the Vault. Welcome to the Vault.com. Got to be one of the hottest websites out here. I don't care. Go to the contact section. Sign up for the email list. RSVP for this event. Check out the Vault in the Archives, the Foundation in the Archives, Rules for the Game in the Archives. Check out Open Forum Friday in the Archives. Check out the Archives. Check us out next week. We're going to be here. We do this for you. This is charity. I love you. It's over 2 hours of my day, plus, the time I put into, prepare the show. Sharif Ali does the same thing on the vault. I don't want no cookies. I just want y'all to get your knowledge up. Come holler at your boys. Love y'all. Next week, man, we're going to be doing the same dance. Shout out to Yusuf L, Sharif Ali, JB, everyone who called in. And peace to the trustees. You know me, peace to the God.
We're doing this thing all the way live. High Frequency Radio.